Right guys, today I'm going to show you how to code CarPlay into the F30 LCI 330E that I upgraded the screen on. As you can see, the screen is on right there. So what we want to first do is we actually want to upgrade the antenna. So on my model, I actually have CarPlay support natively. So I just need to put this antenna in and then obviously code CarPlay in. So what I'm going to do is we're going to follow the steps we did on my last video, where we're going to take this off, this trim, we're going to take this trim, and then we're going to take that bottom trim, and then we're actually going to take out the little head unit, and then on the back you'll see that there's a small antenna clip or whatever, and you put this into there, and then you'll stick this antenna in a viable place, and from there then we can code CarPlay. Essentially what this does is, because CarPlay uses Wi-Fi, we actually need a Wi-Fi antenna in the car, otherwise CarPlay will not reliably work. I've been using CarPlay so far because I've already coded it, and I will show you how to do that in this video. And if you move the phone from below here, if you just hold it in your hand, it will lose CarPlay connection because obviously there's no antenna. So this is a must-have if you want CarPlay working. Right, so now that we've got all of this fully disassembled, we've got the antenna here. What you have to do is you have to put, it's going to be difficult to show this actually, but if you can see that the antenna is connected in here. So if I take this out, what you need to do is you need to put it on the purple connector. You just have to clip it in like so. Clip it in, and what you want to do is you want to undo this cable, and you actually want to attach it to the bottom. I will show you how to do that in a second. Right, so I've undone that. What you need to do is you need to just put the head unit back into place like so. If it will fit, there we go. Right, and you'll see you'll have this wire coming down, which is the antenna. And essentially what we want to do is we want to stick the antenna on this bottom housing here. So if I just lift this up, slot this in here, keep that there. So this antenna is actually just going to stick on this like so. And the reason why we want to stick it on this plastic part and not the metal cage underneath or anywhere there, you can even stick it inside just like that. The reason is because it will actually interfere with the antenna if you stick it onto the metal box. It depends on the antenna quality used. I've bought the cheapest antenna possible, so to maximize range I'd want to have it on basically this plastic part, because it will basically allow full range in the car of Apple CarPlay. And what you'll notice after we do the programming is that your CarPlay will instantly connect. If you don't have this antenna, it takes like a good 1-2 minutes for it to connect, because it's struggling to find your phone. But yeah, with this it makes it much easier. So after attaching this, I'll basically show you what you need to do. Right, now that you've got everything back together, just put this back in here. I mean, you can slap it on here as it was before. Actually, I might just do that. Just slap that connector there. And just be careful not to snag the antenna wire. And then yeah, just put it in. Just give it a little... There we go, it's clipped in nicely there. That's what you want. Right, so that's that done now. And as you will see from here, CarPlay is working as it should. And I'm getting full Wi-Fi signal basically. Your CarPlay will essentially look like this after you've done all the full coding. I'll give you the option of having it half screen or full screen, and also that full screen option depends on which I-step your car is, and we can figure that out from E-Sys. Luckily this one is one that supports the full screen. The full screen doesn't look amazing. To be honest, it looks pretty, I don't know, it looks like low resolution, but it does the job, because essentially what I need it for is maps, and yeah, it does the job for me. So yeah, that's that, and yeah, we'll get onto the coding now. Right guys, so here's the coding part for CarPlay. I actually switched machines for this as the Dell machine was having connectivity issues. I highly suggest using a HP, as they're actually much better for this kind of stuff. So yeah, we're just going to launch using the E-Sys launcher. In the other YouTube video, I basically told you guys how to get this without paying for it. It's probably the best way of using it as well. Yeah, just follow the tutorial on the other YouTube video if you don't know how to get this. And yeah. So essentially what we're actually going to do, a summary of what we're going to do, is we're just going to change the VIN number only for the actual navigation unit or whatever. It doesn't change your VIN number for the whole car. Don't worry, that stays the same. Your BMW app will still function the same as well. You may lose weather information in connected services. That's the only downside of provisioning CarPlay in this way that I've personally seen. I haven't seen any other drawback, and personally I use CarPlay so much for maps and stuff, so yeah, it doesn't really affect me. Okay, so now you want to click on the coding part. Actually, before we do that, we need to connect the device. Right, so as before, we click on the top one where it says F020 500, not 530, and definitely not direct. As you can see, the VIN number shown up there. Just click connect. Right, that's it. Okay, so now you want to go into coding. Click read that FA, that's fine. Read VCM. Right, now we want to scroll all the way down to HU entry nav 2. There we go. We're going to read coding data. Right, now that's been read. Just open the CAFT file. Right, so this is the important part. So you'll see 3004 system. I'm not even going to pronounce that because I don't know how to say that. Open that. Click on the function thing. Scroll all the way down until you see the last folder where it says unbelligent or whatever that thing is. Who knows? That is the VIN number that you have to change. Open that folder and click on this value here. Right, so now you want to edit this. Edit it. Now this is where the tricky part comes in. Unfortunately, I can't provide the VIN number that I use for CarPlay due to legal reasons. However, you can use CarPlay, you can use Car Vertical, and just browse the internet for some, you know, cars that may have CarPlay, such as a 320i 2020, 330e 2020. I would suggest using a 2020 car and above, as the services that BMW offer are permanent for the car, up to 15 years. The ones before 2020, BMW were being cheeky bastards and they were making you pay yearly for it. Typical BMW. It's definitely not what you want. So yeah, 2020 and above, try and use a VIN number from there. Unfortunately, I've blurred this VIN number out for you, so you can't really use it. But yeah, get the number plate. If you're 100% certain it's got CarPlay, get the number plate, slap it in Car Vertical, copy the VIN number over, and then you're going to paste it in here in hexadecimal format. So essentially what we're going to do now is we are going to open a website. You're going to copy the VIN number that you have into that other website. You'll get the values here showing up in a box over here, and then you will paste it in here directly. Let me just get that website up for you now. Right, so this is the website that we will be using. So let's say you have the win number, something, something. Right, and then you just convert. You're going to copy what it has in here, and you're going to paste it directly into that value area. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click this button here, and it says apply changes. I don't need to do this because I've already done it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click the back button. It's going to ask if you want to complete or if you want to keep the save changes. Click yes. Then what you're going to do here is you're going to code the FDL. Before coding the FDL, you want to activate the FA. So activate the FA, then click code FDL. Now the fun part begins, because this was the easy part. It's going to get a bit complicated from here. So now what you can do is you can disconnect this, close the connection. Yep, that's fine. And now we can exit that. There you go, exit that as well. And now what we want to do is we want to open Tool32. So what we want to do is you want to click that small folder over there. You want to open up, scroll all the way down to E, find it, take your time. Right, so you see Vivo PRG, you need to click that. So just click on that. It's going to come up with all of this information. You want to exit out of that. You need to have your car started for this, by the way, so you need to have it turned on, otherwise this won't work. Not the ignition on, you need to have the car fully on for this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to click on STEUERN routine, whatever that means, I don't know. Click that. Click on argument wizard. And now what you're going to do is you're going to scroll all the way down. All the way down. If I can find it, that would be nice. Provisioning, there it is. So yep, click on provisioning. And what you're going to do is you're going to click run job. I don't need to do that as I've already done this. So do that. Let it do all of that stuff. And then essentially what you're going to do is you are going to click on, if I can see it here, where is it? There you go, this one. You're going to click that after you've done the first part. And then you're just going to double click it and it's going to reset. And that's everything. That's everything done. And then hopefully you should see CarPlay pop up after you've done this. So essentially, you click on menu, you click on media radio, you go to manage mobile devices. Oh, it's already fucking activated the CarPlay. That was quick. Right, so yeah, media, go down to manage mobile devices, go to connect a new device, and it'll give you the option for Apple CarPlay. Now what I want you guys to do is I want you to turn the whole car off and leave it off for at least 30 minutes. Don't try and connect it to CarPlay yet, it won't work. So just turn the car off completely, right? Turn it off. Also disconnect the OBD thing, you don't need that anymore. So just disconnect that. Disconnect it. and just leave the car. Just leave it for about 30 minutes. It needs to be completely off for this because it's gonna do some configuration. It's gonna do something. I don't know what it's gonna do. Talk to the servers or whatever. Then you'll come back and hopefully you can connect your phone in manage mobile devices, connect your device here, forget your previous device if it was already there, just forget it completely in here and on your iPhone, and then reconnect it. It will take at least a good, I want to say 3-4 minutes before it lets you connect it properly. I'll show you how to do the CarPlay part as well. I'll take a screen recording on my phone of that and I'll show you what to do there. Right guys, so you want to go to your settings, click on general, click on CarPlay, and make sure that CarPlay is on. There will be an option at the top there. So just follow these settings it has here after you've forgotten the device on both your BMW and on your iPhone. It will come up with this when you click on the CarPlay option on the BMW. Click on the car, it will come up there. CarPlay will automatically enable, and yeah, you're good to go from there. It should be fine. Another thing I would like to mention, because we installed the antenna, what will happen is on your Wi-Fi, if you go to it, it should show the BMW. Just give it a bit of time. It should show up. And there you go. As you can see, there's full signal there. If you don't have the Wi-Fi antenna plugged in, it will probably show you 1 bar. So yeah, you definitely need the Wi-Fi antenna, definitely. And yeah, that's that. So yeah, essentially you've done that now. So you've enabled CarPlay and you've connected. Now you should see Apple CarPlay pop up. And now you will see it won't be full screen like this. It will be like half the screen there, basically. And it won't look so widely stretched. It's a personal preference if you want it widely stretched or if you just want it halfway. Personally, I'd rather have it widely stretched because obviously I want the big screen, you know. I kind of prefer that kind of screen, you know. So yeah. Yeah, I'll get to coding the other part now. Right guys, so we're back on E-Sys again. So just click on coding. Sorry about the angle of this. Yeah. Read VCM. Right, go back to HU entry nav. Click on read coding data. Right, so here what you want to do is you want to search for this specific thing. So 39 underscore 39 underscore 128. That's what you want to search for. Search for it. You should find it. There you go. HMI 3939 128. Expand that. Go to Osgulison and activate that, and it will basically make your CarPlay full screen. If for whatever reason it doesn't work, and it might not work actually, what you need to do is you need to exit out of this. Yep, so go to VCM, and what you want to do is you actually want to check your iStep version. So click on master, click on read iSteps. As you can see, my current iStep is 18th of the 11th. I believe if your iStep version is before 1804 or 1803, it won't allow CarPlay to be full screen. It will only be like half the screen. So you might need to update your iStep version. I personally don't know how to do that, but I'm sure it is not too difficult. if I find a tutorial, I will make a video on it. I currently don't know how to do that, but luckily for me, my iStep version was 18-11, and yeah, I could make it full screen using that command that I showed you. And yeah, so essentially what you want to do is you went back to, if we go back to coding, you save the CAFD file, then you code the FDO after activating the FA, of course, and yeah, that's it, done. It's very simple, and yeah, your CarPlay should then look like my CarPlay did. And because we added the antenna in, it's actually just gonna be a much more stable connection than if it wasn't in there. I ran this without the Wi-Fi antenna plugged in, and CarPlay would not connect about 80% of the time, unless my phone was sitting there, then it would connect. And yeah, you don't want that personally, because your phone's probably going to be in your pocket or something. So yeah, that's CarPlay, that's everything working. Please like and subscribe for more content. I hope to actually find a way to code the steering wheel, because I had an E90 before this and I like the hydraulic steering feeling. This feels way too soft for a steering to me personally. I like something where it's got the road feel, but it just doesn't have the, it's just too fucking soft, you know? It's not how a car should be, personally, for me anyway. But yeah, yeah, please like and subscribe.